Oh. As many times just like queerness, transness is associated with whiteness, how will you ensure that POC, trans, and non-binary voices are heard? And how will you ensure that white voices are not the loudest ones in the room? Basically, how are you going to decenter whiteness in trans and non-binary spaces and so on? Thank you.
So you're going to have 1 minute to respond. We'll give you a 30-second warning.
Thank you for that question. So I think the first step is actually to acknowledge that problem, and I think in a lot of queer spaces that isn't the case yet. So I think we have to work on that. And then, to be honest, that's one of the main reasons why I was running as a white passing POC. I want to make sure that there is representation and there are these spaces. So if people feel the need for POC trans spaces, that those should be a priority, as well as, I guess, white-only spaces to figure out how to deal with racism within queer communities. I think that's one of my main priorities.
And Freya, when you're ready.
I think the first step to doing this would be to recognise my own privilege and to recognise that there are things that I experience, but there are things that other people experience too. And intersectionality is at the heart of this. And I think the thing to do is to stop talking and start listening, to approach people who I know can give me their voices rather than giving them mine, and to lift those voices up. And that will be through approaching people who I know can point me in the right direction and to help me provide specific safe spaces.
30 seconds.
I mean, it is a key issue. I mean, the LGBTQIA+ Society Committee is 3 white people. So it will be about encouraging people to join in and to not put in my voice first.
I think we have another question up there from Jess.
So my question is, how would you help support people who aren't currently out or are beginning the process of transition, who aren't actually out? How would you make those spaces accessible to these people?
It's all about discretion, really. As you'll see on my manifesto, one of my key points is not only caucuses with collective groups, but office hours that would be done in a far more discreet way and would not require a social aspect and would allow people to come to me one-on-one. I think there's also a place for social media in this, more private groups that don't have to be at the forefront of the social aspect of SOAS. And I think it's really also encouraging the idea that you don't have to be out. I think in the LGBTQI+ society in general, in wider society, there's a lot of pressure on people to come out. And I think it's ultimately spreading the message that you can come out whenever you're comfortable, and you being out is not a requirement of me supporting you.
Yeah, I think accessibility is one of the main issues, that we should make it public, online and offline, put posters up, make it more approachable, as well as office hours in order for people to contact the officer directly. And then I think certain services should also be already gender neutral, for example in sports, for example in mental health, that people know already that it is there, so they don't have to necessarily go through the society or the officer. Yeah.